Whoa! Hello, hello. Post gym check in. Holy smokes. I just got home from the gym about 10 minutes ago. I had to run to the stupid store and get some coffee cream and apples and, these. My daily sugar treat. Don't fat shame me. Man, I'm starting to develop a problem with sugars, man. Holy moly. Pastries and treats and I'm gonna have to do about 40 minutes of cardio tomorrow, but oh well. I've made myself a compromise, and I'm pretty good at holding these end of the bargains up with myself. But when I quit and smoking and drinking and everything else, I'm not going to go down that route. But anyway, it was sort of tit for tat. I traded one for another, and new habits are far more effective. It was basically to go to the gym every day without fail, cold shower, and I compromised with myself and said, like, look, if I eat sugars, I won't beat myself up over it because sugars are better than other sugars and alcohols and everything else. So it's a trade off. And what I'm telling myself right now is come January 1, that's it. Like, no more goodies, no more treats. Once the Christmas season is come and gone, I'm going clean in terms of diet. And I'm not going to relapse with cigarettes or drinking or anything, man. I think those days are behind me. Every day that I don't, it's sort of a W in my corner, man. And I'm like, ding, ding. Speaking of ding, ding and W's in my corner, I see this video with this little girl that's like an MMA fucking scrapper. And man, she's got the tenacity of a little bulldog. Like, right out fucking, she's right out got honey badger energy. Just a little attack engine, man. Her parents, father, I'm assuming, taught her to kill, and she's only like 6 or 7, so she's going after these little boys that are getting their asses handed to them by this little girl. And it's funny on one hand, but a couple of those little guys cried, and I could connect with that because when I was in judo, I was about 8 years old, and two buddies of mine that I'm still friends with today, Felice and his little brother Dante, were bigger than me. And Dante was younger, and he threw me around like a rag doll. And that's when I realized I didn't like judo. And a couple of years later, I tried karate, and then a year later, I think it was taekwondo, which is what I stuck with for quite a while. Taekwondo I was good at. It was a different art, more flash and dance than it was combat. And that's the part that I really liked. I really liked, handsprings and stuff. But spin kicks and wheel kicks and side kicks, and that was my jam. Jumping over people, breaking boards and stuff just looked neat. But anyway, yeah, so I felt bad for those little guys, man, because I remember what it felt like to have my instructor in judo was this fella named Mark Berger, and I think his daughter or somebody was a student in that class, and she was about my age, but a bigger girl than I was. I was always a smaller kid. And she beat the shit out of me too, and it wasn't fun. And then years later in Taekwondo, I was moved up from the child's class into the adult class because I was crouching the age, but I was also, I was accelerating pretty rapidly because I trained like 7 days a week. So I was allowed to go into this adult class a couple of times a week, or after the children's class, I went into the adult class and trained with adults. And there was a lady in there she was a kid too at the time, I think, but she was about a year older than me, and that's why she was in the adult class. And I sparred with her because she was the smallest person in that class that was capable of fighting me, the youngest kid in that class. And her name happened to be Dominique Bosshart. And if you Google that name, she is a bronze medalist, I think, in the Olympics in 1999 or 98 or whatever the hell year it was. Bronze medalist in Taekwondo, and she beat the shit out of me in a sparring match when I joined that adults class. I was about, oh God, I don't know, 13 or 12 years old, 13, 14 maybe. And she might have been 15 or 16. She had a brother named David. And I remember her giving me a spinning back kick and sending me flying into the wall, and it hurt. knocked the fucking wind out of me, but she was bigger and stronger, and that was a lesson learned, and it demoralized me because I was kind of right at that cusp of adulthood, or beginning to be a man, and that that shit I just got tuned by a woman was not. It didn't. I shouldn't say it didn't sit well, man. I mean, it is what it is. I understood very quickly that like force equals mass times acceleration, and regardless of male, female, gender status or whatever, if you're 100 pounds, or she wasn't 100 pounds heavier, she might have been 20 pounds, 10 pounds heavier than me. It made a difference, and the impact of the kick compared to kids that were my weight or 10 pounds lighter in the kids class fighting an adult that was 10 pounds heavier. That extra little bit of weight, especially with a spinning back kick, man, it hurt and it registered. So I watched that video of those little boys getting beat up by that girl, and I kind of felt for them. I was like, damn, I remember that, both in Taekwondo and in Judo. And I remember a girl in grade school, this French girl named Nadia, and I liked her, man. I had a crush on her, and I remember walking home with her one time, and she swept kicked me, dropped me on the ground, and I think she kicked snow in my face or something, but hurt my feelings, and I might have ran home crying. I'm not sure, but those trauma. Oh my God, guys, funny moments. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all because it was funny, and it's hump day, and that's what hump day is for, man. We're halfway over the bridge or halfway on the way back down. I'm not sure. It's the peak of the week. Ooh, I like that. I'm a poet. I'm telling you, I am very poetic. Anyway, I'm going to eat the rest of my 7 Danishes here. Hopefully the sugar doesn't go straight to my face. I looked in the mirror today in the gym, and I mean, I don't know, my waist doesn't seem too pudgy. I mean, I'm gaining weight. It fluctuates like every week to week, man. It's some weeks I'm looking leaner than others. I didn't see the definition of the bottom lower torso today. So the weight is starting to accumulate at the bottom of my waist again. But, again, I don't take my clothes off in the winter, except when I'm home and I wake up in the morning and stuff. I mean, you guys see it, but the rest of the world doesn't. So, I'm okay waiting until January and then just like fucking maybe even February or March, because there's pool season and beach season doesn't start until like May here in Winnipeg. So, as long as I got 2 months to kind of prep and clean my diet, and drink, hydrate, and fucking just, then I'll be in the condition that I want to physically for the first time, maybe ever, for summer. And I'll be happy going to the beach, take my shirt off and be like, boop, 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 boop. And I don't know what good it'll do me. It'll attract me all the wrong attention, I'm sure, but oh well. I'm not doing it for other people. I'm doing it for me. It's just kind of a timestamp life goal that once in my life I'd like to be, movie star shape. Anyways, guys, this almost 8 minutes. My arm's getting sore holding the phone, and I'm looking at these Danishes and just, it's time to eat. So we'll chat later. Love you all. Bye. Boop.